Solve cosine squared x minus sine x equals 1. Well, there's a little rule that says sine squared x plus cosine squared x equals 1. That's called a Pythagorean identity. Why does that matter? Well, if I were to subtract sine squared x from both sides, like that, I now know that cosine squared x is 1 minus sine squared x. Why does that matter? Well, there's cosine squared x right there. And so what I can do is I can turn cosine squared x into 1 minus sine squared x, right? And then we have minus sine x equals 1. 1 on the left, 1 on the right, cancel each other out. So what I can do is I can write out negative sine squared x minus sine x equals 0. If I factor out a negative sine x, that leaves me with positive sine x plus 1 equals 0. And now I have something that's a whole lot more manageable than what I had up here, which is a whole lot of I can't do anything. So I take each factor, so negative sine x, and I set that equal to 0. So negative sine x equals 0. And I take u sine x plus 1 and set u equal to 0. If I divide both sides by negative, I have sine x equals 0. So now what we do is we take the inverse sine of both sides, and now we ask ourselves a question: what angle on the unit circle gives us a y value, because sine is the y value? What angle on a unit circle gives us a y value of 0? So let's draw a quick unit circle right here. Okay? The y values on the unit circle that are 0 are going to happen at that point right there all the way to the right, and at that point there all the way to the left. Because that's the point 1, 0, and that's the point negative 1, 0. So if we're going from 0, including 0 and 2 pi, right away at 0, we have a y value at 0. Then we spin it around to pi, where we have another y value at 0. And you know what? When we go all the way literally full circle at 2 pi, which we're including, we have another value. So there's 3 possible options for the inverse sine of 0. So that's interesting. Why don't we subtract 1 over here, subtract 1 over here, and do the same thing? Sine x is going to equal negative 1. If I inverse sine both sides like I just did, inverse sine both sides like I just did, cross you out, we are asking ourselves a very similar question. On the unit circle, what angle measurement is going to give us a y value of negative 1? So let's draw another unit circle. Let's draw a circle. And the y value at negative 1 is going to exist right down there at the point 0, negative 1. That is an angle measurement of 3 pi over 2. So inverse sine of negative 1 is 3 pi over 2. So our 4 possible answers in order from least to greatest are going to be 0, pi, 3 pi over 2, and 2 pi, which is U.